Welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week, it chooses the movie, and they discuss it. Today we're talking about the 1989 film Pet Sematary, which was directed by Mary Lambert. I'm your co-host Alec.
I'm Eric, and with us is someone who lives, breathes, and eats his breakfast to Pet Sematary. James Boylan, welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up?
I worked on that intro for a while, if you didn't notice, so...
I mean, I like Pet Sematary. I don't know if I eat, sleep, and eat it for breakfast.
Brush your teeth to Pet Sematary.
So, James, kind of wanted to just give a little context here. So, you and I worked on a short film back in New York. God, was it like 2016 or 17? It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was 16. It's like, yeah, so it's like, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, dude. And you were working sound on that, and I was acting in that. And were you in NIFA, or where were you?
Yeah, I was in New York Film Academy. That was like our thesis project. So like, that was just my class, and nobody else wanted to do sound, so I was just the sound guy.
Oh, okay. Is that what you went to school for, or?
No, I went to school for directing, and then I started doing sound there, and then somehow made that into a job.
Wow. All right, cool. I'm glad I got to see like the beginnings of what turned into a career.
That was probably the first like real sound gig that I did was that day.
Wow. And I remember like, because it was like not a horror movie, not a horror short, but it was like a weird.
Yeah, weird. I remember you putting on lipstick in a mirror at one point.
Yeah, I think I got like
Goodbye, horses.
Yeah, I think I got like possessed by a woman demon or something.
And you're still the first actor I've met who's been on a Scorsese movie.
Oh, yes. Wall Street. But yeah, so James, so now you were saying you made this into a career. Now you work for fucking Trauma now, right?
Yeah, I started out as an intern, just they posted because they work at the last feature they did is called #Shakespeare Shitstorm. It comes out this year. It's based off The Tempest, but the Trauma way of telling The Tempest, full of shit and blood and boobs. And I came in as an intern. They were just looking for people. It's Trauma, so you weren't there for nothing, just to be a part of it. And then somehow stuck around long enough where I actually became production manager on the movie, and then associate producer. So, and then now I've just made a ton of friends through it. I've gotten a bunch of jobs through it. I direct my own horror short called Meat is Murder that they've just picked up and distributed. So
wait, it's called Meat is Murder?
Yeah, it's Meat is Murder. It's about a cannibal that eats vegan hipsters in Williamsburg.
Oh my god,
love it. That can be done.
And it's like very 80s slasher like vibes.
Holy shit, you have to send that to us, man. I'd love to watch it.
I'll send it to you whenever this is over. And then you can watch it exclusively on Trauma now. WatchThatTrauma.com.
Hell yeah,
dude. That's so sick. I didn't know any of that. Congratulations, dude. That's amazing. Yeah. So this movie, Pet Sematary, what made you choose this of all the movies that were on the wheel?
I mean, I love this. I mean, like I just said, I don't eat, sleep, and breathe this movie, but like I do enjoy this movie a lot. And my first choice was I wanted They Live, but that was taken. And then I remember a couple of years back, I saw it in a theater. There's this theater called the Huntington Arts Center, and they do the retro horror movie nights. They play all these old movies like 35 millimeter, and it was like an all night horror event. So like I can't remember the whole list of movies, but Pet Sematary was on there. And then seeing it in like theater on like film and shit, it was just I forgot how awesome that movie was. And
I mean, I'm starting to forget how awesome theaters are in this day and age.
Yeah, I haven't been to a theater all year. It's weird.
My last? I saw the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks, and I'm like, that can't be my last movie I saw in theaters.
Mine was a year. Man.
Invisible Man. Yeah, that was jeez, man.
Yeah,
I tell Alec this all the time. I miss two things. I miss theaters and I miss saunas, but theaters more so. I don't think I'll ever go in a sauna again because it's gross and retrospect.
I don't think I've ever been in a sauna.
But movie theater, I think as long as there's not a lot of people there, I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy these days.
I love the theater. Watching a movie in the theater is like my perfect way of watching a movie.
Hell yeah.
I love the big theater. I love being in a crowd of people. I mean, not like a huge crowd. I hate when people talk a lot, but like I love feeling the energy, and I love like hearing all the great sound, the big screen, even like walking into it and you see all the lights. I don't know. It's like a big thing. I just love experiencing.
Yeah, I'm always telling myself if I can go see Halloween Kills in theater this October in the new Halloween, then you guys
are in LA, right? Do you guys have theaters yet?
I'm in Connecticut. Alex in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I know in New York I think they're I'm not sure if they're open yet, but I know they're supposed to be sometime this month. They're going to start opening up theaters.
Connecticut's
Really?
pretty
Yeah.
open with it.
Yeah.
For the most part, more rentals. Like you can rent out a theater and pick up a movie to watch and stuff like that. But it's just weird going to a movie theater and like no one's in there with you and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah, it is. It sucks, but hopefully, yeah. Because believe me, I want to go to Quentin Tarantino's theater out here so bad. The Beverly.
Yeah.
Oh, the Beverly. Oh, every
Oh.
time I go to LA, I'm always whoever friend that I'm with never wants to go, and I always want to go so bad.
Well, next
I have
time you get my number, dude, because I am
Yeah,
dying to go.
I usually come out every year for my birthday in February, but didn't do that this year. So
fuck.
maybe next year when I'm out
Yeah.
there, let's go to the Beverly.
Dude, seriously, I'm dying to get out there. So this movie, though, I don't know. I had a very nostalgic feeling while watching it. Like it did remind me of when I think I first saw it when I was like 12 or 13 on AMC. And the ending is what always stuck with me. The little kid.
Oh yeah,
just scared the shit out of me.
The little kid from Kindergarten Cop and Full House.
And he's also from New Nightmare. He's
who is that kid?
Right,
Like the
right.
little kid. Like he's from Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, he's like girls have penis, women have a vagina. That little kid.
Holy shit! I've been trying to his face. I was like, where do I know that? Yeah, he's the penis and vagina kid.
And he's also Michelle Tanner's friend in Full House.
Oh shit!
He's also in New Nightmare. He's in.
Yeah, he's the main kid in that.
Oh really?
Like,
I've only seen New Nightmare like twice.
Cute little kid for sure.
Yeah.
No, he definitely is. But yeah, Jesus Christ, the ending, especially when she or when he looks up after he bumps into his wife being hung and looks up at the little version.
Oh
of him.
yeah.
What the fuck was up with his face? He looked terrifying.
The sister freaks me out the most. I remember when I saw it in the theater, that was the scariest moment. I was like, I feel genuinely uncomfortable looking at Zelda.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Zelda. Wait, what kind of spinal meningitis is this?
Yeah.
Bad.
That's not what happens to you, is it?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but probably.
I mean, she
probably really, really bad. Spinal meningitis is no joke. So
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was very CGI and whatnot.
Was it? No, it's all
not CGI. It's all makeup and yeah, you know what I mean. Sorry, not CGI. It's
CGI. A boy too. That's a boy that plays it.
Kind of looks like Doug Jones.
Very skinny, frail.
I don't think it is, but it kind of does.
He'd be a little young there, I think.
Yeah.
But if I saw that very young, I probably would never sleep again. Those scenes.
Yeah.
I'm happy I saw it when I was 12, 13.
When did you see this movie, James?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, around the same time, 12, 13. And then I didn't watch it for a long time after that. For a long time, I didn't really starting to get into a lot of horror until I was 20. I watched it when I was younger, but they were always I'd watch Halloween once or Nightmare once and Pet Sematary once. And then I don't know, I hit this certain age where I was just start to smoke weed a lot more. And then I was I want to watch a lot more horror movies. And yes, I started watching. So I was 20, watched Pet Sematary again and just got into all this shit all over again.
Do you have a favorite horror movie? If you had to pick one?
Texas Chainsaw. Oh
yeah, all right.
Original 70s Texas Chainsaw.
Good
I
stuff.
love that movie.
Yeah,
not the Matthew McConaughey one.
No, I've actually never seen it. So I've seen most of the sequels. I can't watch the sequels besides the second one. They're so bad.
It's actually hilarious that you brought up Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Have either of you seen Pet Sematary 2, the sequel to this movie?
No, I actually didn't know it existed until this week when I was looking up stuff about this movie.
I went on Amazon. This one was free. I didn't have to pay Jeff Bezos or whoever the hell the new CEO is. And yeah, there was a Pet Sematary 2, and I was like, what?
So, Eric, actually, you're probably all going to love this. So, it's very similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. It's directed by the same woman, Mary Lambert, directs Pet Sematary Part 2, but it goes in that crazy direction that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 went, where it's just so over the top, it almost seems like a comedy, kind of. And also, it has Edward Furlong, Eric, is the lead in that.
Yeah. Does he have a little dirt bike in it at all?
His friend from Terminator 2 is also in it, and he's a bully in this.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah. And
what year did that come out?
It came out in
93, 93, 92.
So that's before Terminator.
No, it's right after Terminator.
Oh, okay. So he was hot off Terminator, and then they put him in this movie.
I don't know if they filmed this first. I don't know. But yeah, so he's in it, and Clancy Brown, the guy that plays Mr. Krabs on.
I love Clancy Brown. I mean, that guy, he's done That
He's
guy's
Yeah.
in he's done so much shit.
But he's the lead in it, and he's a psychopath. He's crazy, but it's very different from this. It is not scary.
Is
But
it really bloody? Like there's like Texas too. I know it had all the special effects in it. Is it like that?
I don't remember it being overly gory. I just remember it
Mhm.
being so like outlandishly. It's more of like a comedy, I'd say. I don't remember it being more gory though. It's not good. I'll put it that way.
All right. Regardless, it still
You're not
sucked.
you're not missing much.
You guys ever see the remake? I haven't watched the remake. I didn't ever wanted to.
No. Did you see it, Eric?
I have not. I almost did because I think that's also free on Amazon. Oh, not free because I pay $100 a year for it. But yeah, I kind of want to because I kept thinking while watching that with Church when they bury Church the cat in the Micmac burial ground. There's that shot in the trailer I always liked of the cat like coming back down the road that I thought was going to be in this movie. I forgot it wasn't, but the cool shot of the dead
Oh.
cat, coming back down the road it was just killed on. That's in the new movie. I was like, I bet they have a lot of cool shit in the new movie.
I mean, I wish the remake of Pet Sematary would be sick. Like when they first announced it, I was pretty into it, and then I don't know, I saw the trailer, and I was like, and never mind. And I don't remember. There's a different twist in the movie, the remake, and I don't remember what it is. My friend told me, and then that's when I was like, all right, I really don't want to watch this movie.
I think they only have one kid too, which makes it more right. Did they have two? Okay.
Now what happened is
it's the daughter though, right?
The daughter gets killed in the opening scene. It's the daughter who gets hit by the car right in the beginning. In that, because you know how you think the boy's gonna get hit in the first opening scene, and then he doesn't. He gets saved by Judd. So in the remake, apparently the daughter in the first opening scene gets hit by a car, and it's just I don't know.
Right off the bat in the movie, you think?
Yeah, no, that's what happens. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
So it just gets right into it. It's like, hey, screw this whole like this road's not safe bullshit.
Dude, fuck
like,
that road.
I mean, this movie drills that hard. Like every time they go near that road, a truck goes by. Like every scene.
What's always that Oricon company, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to like call that number on the bumper sticker that says like, "How's my driving?" It's like not good, not good at all. Like really fast, unsafe. Like I want to see signs that say like, "Drive like your kids live here," all around that road.
Drive like your cats walk on this road. Yeah.
Well, the fact that the whole Pet Cemetery, not the one over the bridge, which is the ground is sour, but the whole Pet Cemetery is like, all these cats died on this road. It's like, well, can we like fix the road or like the drivers on it?
Fence?
Yeah.
You could put a fence up somewhere.
This is like an indoor cat town now because we lost so many fucking cats. I gotta say though, the lead actor, like every single emotional moment, like when he saw his cat die. He's like, yeah, I think we got your cat here. And he comes over, he's like, yep, that's Church. It's just like, he doesn't give a shit that his cat just got killed. But yeah, I don't know. All the emotional scenes, I just felt like I was just watching literally just like a blank action figure just kind of saying there, being like, I'm attractive. I'm a good looking man, like sort of thing. But the guy that played Judd.
Don't get me started, dude.
Dude. He was every scene.
Red Glenn, man. That's Herman Munster.
I know.
That's where I holy shit, that hit too. I was like, he looks so familiar. I know that face. Where have I? It's fucking Herman Munster. Damn.
That's Herman Munster and the judge from my cousin Vinny. If you're a fan of that movie as well. I mean, that guy has a fantastic career. But man, does he create a character? And he's the best part. He's the best part of this film by far.
Yeah.
He's the only person I genuinely feel bad for when they die.
I know. Yeah.
And who did they get for the remake? What's his name?
John Lithgow.
Oh, yeah, John Lithgow.
It's like one of those things. Like if the remake had Fred Gwynn in it, I'd be like, oh yeah, 100%. But it's impossible to get a character as good as he was. I think.
No, I think John Lithgow's a fantastic actor.
I mean, John Lithgow.
Sure, he is amazing. But I'm just saying like that character he created. It's like I don't know how that could be replicated.
Well, he really, because I looked him up, he was only like 66 when he did this movie, and my grandparents are in their like early 80s, and I'm literally just like, man, I feel like my grandparents are like kind of the same age as this guy. Like basically what I'm saying is like, feels like older people back then were way older.
Oh
like
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like a 60-year-old in the 80s is like an 80-year-old now, kind of. I don't know. How old do you think this guy was when you were watching the movie?
I thought he was 60 for sure.
Really? I thought he was older. I was like, this guy's got to be. He looks like, because he died like 3 years later.
He died pretty young too. Yeah, he's a bigger dude as well.
He smoked a lot in the movie, right? That's probably why he looked older. People back then smoked.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Like you're also talking about 80s, like time before is like, dude, people didn't treat their bodies like a temple,
No.
So
I gotta say, the way when he took that pack out and he like just like tapped it with his finger and then lit it
Nice.
on his jacket, I was like, yo, that is like the smoothest lighting with that match.
you get your cat fixed. A fixed cat don't wonder.
Yeah. Oh, James, are you a South Park fan?
Yeah. I love South Park.
Dude, this character is straight out of that Aspen episode where he's like, you don't want to go down there, that road.
Oh yeah.
The Wichita Indians.
Yeah,
You know,
like the werewolf vampire children, they'll eat your eyes out up there.
With this, the Margarine episode, which is it's one of the best episodes of South Park in my mind, top 15, I'd give it, where Butters pretends to fake his death to go into the girls' slumber party to steal their fortune teller.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he
And he's
comes, he's like, I know what you're thinking, Marge. You want to go back and bury your son. And he does that. He buries his son, but Butters didn't actually die. He threw a pig off a roof or something. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I saw this when I was very young, then South Park, and then I watched it again. I was like, man, they really hit it home with this character. Like, I didn't know how much they took from him.
Yeah. The same with the Spooky Fish from the second season of South Park. That's all right out of Pet Sematary.
I don't even remember Spooky Fish.
Yeah.
It's all the pets coming back, from the dead and stuff.
Yeah, it's really old. I love how South Park pulled so much from this. They also take a lot from Children of the Corn, too. Oh, and that, like, now we want to play with you. Like, that's from South Park.
There was a noise at the end of the movie where what's his name, Pascal or whatever, dies and like fades out in his ghost form.
Yeah.
Like when he's carrying his wife and he makes a noise. That's from a South Park episode. That exact noise. I don't know which episode though.
When he yells no, he's like, no.
That's in something, dude. That's in a random episode somewhere.
I believe it. Aside from Zelda, were there any moments that actually like scared you guys?
I mean, Zelda's always like stuck in my brain. But even like just the kid, like, come play with me, daddy. Like that shit always like kind of bugs me out.
The Achilles. I mean, I told you, Alec, like my Achilles, like that's something I don't play with. And I know the remake, the trailer had it, and that freaked me out too. So,
dude, the little kid slices his Achilles tendon, slices his lips like the Joker, and then just fucking eats his throat. Like, I don't know. I felt like that was a shift in the tone.
There's a lot. It was really dark. It's like you don't feel good after watching this movie either. It's like, ugh.
I mean, that's kind of why I love it, man. Like, I love when horror movies kind of just end really dreadful like that. Like, at the end of the day, like, he tries to bring his wife back and she just murders him. And then the whole family's just fucked. Like, that's the movie.
Oh, my God. I know. It's almost like a tragic horror film. It's like, it's more sad than scary. And you're just kind of like, damn, dude. But I want to know, like, do you guys think that this is almost a curse that's following the wife in a weird way? Because it's
following the wife?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, it's pretending to be Zelda. It's like Zelda and Gage or whatever, like, one now. And if you noticed at the end when Gage is dressed up like a little like sailor kind of thing, that's the same paintings of this like weird little like doll person. And that's what Gage is dressed like after he comes back. He's dressed like the same paintings from the little girl's house when she was like a little girl.
Oh, shit.
And then that painting is in their house too. So I was like, I feel like this is almost like a poltergeist that's following the wife, you know?
There's definitely some evil spirits, like, without going to the actual burial site of the Micmac burial site.
Well, that like unleashed
involved.
it. Like going to that, like,
Yeah.
It was almost like they were living in Chicago and this spirit was like calling them to that place so that it could like unleash. I don't know. I'm looking way too much into it, but
I mean, because she also like doesn't even really mention the sister until after they bring the cat back. Like, she seemed like she was fine, and then when the cat comes back, that's when she's all like, "Oh, my sister." You know, that's when she starts like freaking out more. And we get the backstory.
It was already unleashed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That also, I know Stephen King wrote the screenplay, but I've never seen a more like exposition conversation between a husband and wife. He's like, I know your sister had spinal meningitis. It's like, okay, like clearly you would already know that. Like you wouldn't have to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Stephen King was the priest.
Yeah. I like my little Stephen King cameos when he just pops up in his movies.
Yeah. Apparently he insisted that this was filmed in Maine too. He was just like, it doesn't
Hell
just
yeah.
have to Maine. It has to be filmed in Maine.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, the taxes are outrageous. It needs to be Maine. Like,
yeah. He's like, we can film the same thing in Vancouver for a third of the price. He's like, shut up. Yeah, it's funny though. Today, I swear to God, I was behind a truck that was at Conoco. It's the same fucking company. I swear to God. I was like, no way. That's a real company. The one that they
Really?
did. Yeah, I swear on my life today I drove
Why would they
behind
agree
one.
to that?
Can I tell you my favorite part of this movie was when the woman just flew to Chicago after burying her son after she was killed by a truck driver, right? Comes back to Maine and flies home to race home to go see her husband and gets in a car, hitchhikes with a truck driver again. I think the last car I'd ever want to be in was a truck, like a big
Yeah.
18-wheeler. But she's like, "Hey, hitchhike," and the same car, like that, could have been the same driver for all we know, picks her up and takes her, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Yeah,
how could you want to be in a vehicle that just mangled your son? I don't know. That was my
that's true.
that's
Yeah.
where it got unreal for me, guys. I'll say that.
That's where it did.
I mean, I
Not
never get hitchhiking ever. Like, why would anybody go hitchhiking? Like, I would never like pick up anyone just on the side of the road.
no. It's, I mean, I feel like truckers are kind of known for that because they're like, I just need like
Yeah.
company, but still, so scary. I mean, she's kind of delirious like the whole movie. She seems like she's just like preoccupied with like making sure her kids understand death in a weird way. It's like anytime death gets brought up, she gets super weird about it.
I don't think she handled it well as a kid, witnessing it that young with her sister Zelda.
Right.
And then she's afraid of her daughter experiencing the same, like freaking out about death again. But it's just cat. It's a cat. It's different. Start the kid out with a goldfish and then go from there. But the cat meant a lot to Ellie, and that's where Judd came in, because he was like, "Your daughter's not ready to see your cat die, so I'm gonna take you over to the Micmac burial ground, and we're gonna bury the cat there. I'm gonna tell you about my dog Spot."
Yeah.
He did the same thing as a kid. And then there was the whole story about that other war veteran guy.
Yeah, so why would he bring them all there when
I
he
know.
knew how bad everything was? Like, he went through all of it.
I know. I want to know, how did he handle it with the dog? Like nothing happened. His mom
I,
was just like, "Your dog's back," and then that
I,
was like the
I,
end of it.
I think the idea of it was like, it's a cat. It's going to stay a cat. It's not going to be like his war buddy or whatever again. It's like, it's just a cat. We'll put the cat down after she gets back,
No,
kind of
but
attitude.
but they
But
brought the
then
dog back first, and the dog was a problem, and then they brought the human back, and that was an even bigger problem. And then he's like, "Well, try the cat
I,
out."
I think he meant to bring the cat back. Ellie comes home, sees the cat, realizing it's sick or something like rabies style, and then talking her down more rather than her coming home and being like, the cat's dead. I think that was the idea, maybe, of just
Yeah.
like being there around the cat one more time and witnessing how the cat's not healthy before they have to like put it down. Because the cat would be crazy, right? It's all demonic. And then by doing that, Judd screwed up, because it's like, oh, yeah, I showed you this burial ground, but you're only going to bury cats there. You're not going to bury people there. And then it all unfolds from there.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's stupid. You think Judd would have been like, "You know what? I'm just not gonna tell him."
I'm never going there again, and that
Yeah.
burial ground doesn't exist. Yeah,
Yeah,
you think that.
exactly. You think he'd just be like, it's fine."
He also killed that the father and the son of the war person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because the father refused to leave the house, so he got lit on fire too. And you're just like, "Fucking fuck, dude." Just like,
Yeah, it's like no one's going to the burial ground ever again. It's like, well, this cat died, so I'm gonna take it there. It's like, no, don't. Like,
Do you guys know why why they spelled Pet Cemetery wrong? Is that just because kids made it? Like, I never really got why it's spelled wrong.
it's funny you said that, because what we have as a current wheel, it's spelt wrong too. I spelt it Semeteray when it's all A's or whatever afterwards. And I'm like, I spelt it wrong when they're trying to spell it wrong. I think it's supposed to be kids just spelling shit wrong.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be.
yeah,
But-
Like, that always threw me off. Because even the remake spells it right, so like, just
That brings me up to my like favorite point about this. So what is Pet Cemetery? It's obviously the ground beyond that wall that's sour. But kids would go to bury their pets after they brought them back from the dead at the pet cemetery, right?
we mean like after they've already brought them back, they put them back there again.
Yeah, I feel like that's when they knew their bones are in the ground and they're done. Like that was the wall.
Mhm.
There was one side of the wall which was the Micmac burial ground, which is like your pet died, your goldfish, your anything, and you bury it in the Micmac burial ground, and then come back and then you kill it, and then you bury it in the actual pet cemetery.
Yeah, I guess it's a way to just let it rest.
That I thought was really cool, like the two
Mhm.
sides to the burial, which brings them back, and the burial that lets them finally rest.
yeah, that is interesting.
Pet Cemetery isn't the burial ground. That's the Micmac
No.
burial ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Pet Cemetery is where they died, finally.
Yeah, because that's where we meet Judd's dog and stuff, like that whole like little The hair is
Yeah.
sparky.
It's pretty confusing. I think they chose the cat though. The reason I think they did is because the cat, they can be like, oh, it's acting weird, but the dog, you're like, this thing is gonna like attack us
That looked like
constantly.
a big vicious dog. Where a cat is
Yeah.
like, okay, might as well be. It's a little cat. It's gonna
Yeah.
scratch you. It's gonna freak out. You could say it had rabies and talk your daughter like down like old Yeller. You know,
Yeah.
like, hey, we got to handle this. We got a new cat, and she'll have time to like cope with it. That's the whole idea of the movie. If she came home from Chicago to Maine, she'd be just so traumatized because she's like, make sure he doesn't get out of the house, Daddy, because
Yeah.
the roads. And it's like, I should have done that. Like,
So, couple things. So, the way that, first of all, I thought they genuinely killed a cat in this movie because it looks like that cat is dead. Its
Oh
eyes are
yeah.
just open. And they're like pulling it by the neck. You're like, holy shit. Looked it up. Apparently, they gave it Valium. They like had somebody on.
Oh damn.
wait, when they peeled it off the grass, it was a live cat.
No. So when he stabs it at the end, when he sticks it with that poison, and then he goes to grab it or whatever, and it's all one continuous shot, and then you just see the cat and he like lays it down, and its eyes are still open, and it's just like laying staring at the grass. You're like, how the fuck did they get that shot? I looked it up because I
Yeah,
was
because
like,
it looked real.
yeah,
Like
I was like,
I looked at it, I was like, that's not a fake cat. Like that looks so real.
it's all one take. So I was like, this
Yeah.
cannot be. They couldn't have killed a cat and got away with this in '89. So I looked it up. Yeah, they gave it Valium.
Oh
So that
shit.
was.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time someone killed an animal in a horror movie and like got away with it.
Dude, I mean, Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, yeah.
The Omen with the goldfish. I know that one. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big deal. No, I just think for a Stephen King movie, though, like, I don't think they could get away with probably killing a live animal. I don't know.
No.
Especially a kitty.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. But the ending, imagine his wife didn't come back. Okay, so let's just say that like he didn't get killed by his wife, but he comes home and his wife is dead. His son is now dead again. How is he gonna explain this? Like,
I mean, he would go to jail.
yeah,
I would like. I think he would everyone would be like, "Yeah, it's you," because everybody else is dead and you're the only one here.
he's like, no, there's a pet cemetery. It's like, well, Judd, oh, Judd's dead too. Fuck. No, because like seriously though, because like if she didn't come back and kill him, he'd go to jail. Like his daughter would live with his
1000%.
grandparents, and he'd just be explaining like, yeah, my son and my wife and our housekeeper hung herself. Like, what is going on here? Yeah,
Like, I think you can easily explain it as like this dude whose son got killed, and then he went mad and then killed his wife.
yep, that's
Easily.
that's exactly what it would look like.
Also,
Uh,
that scene at the funeral, like, yeah, that there's something unstable going on.
oh,
And the dad, what you call it, his father-in-law already like was on him, like, "Oh, it's your fault. You're a piece of shit."
yeah, he fights him at his own son's
Yeah.
funeral. It's like, come on, and then that
Oh,
one
and
guy grabs.
the kid falls too, right? The kid,
Yeah,
the
they knock
coffin
the
falls.
casket over, and
The
you
casket,
see his
yeah.
like hand for a second. It's like, oh, that sucks. That's
Oh
so
god,
shitty.
yeah,
Uh,
that no when the kid.
Stephen, just go outside more. Like, enjoy life more. You don't have to write these horrible things. You don't have to write these horrible things. Like,
Yeah, he's
uh,
like, and then the kid gets hit by an 18-wheeler and a sheet flies in the air.
I know. Oh man, that's so dark.
No, it's
Uh,
it's a brutal movie. It's I don't know, not one of my favorite Stephen King movies, but not a
would you say
bad one.
you like this more than Children of the Corn? Or do you like Children of the Corn better?
I think I like this better actually.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, Pet Cemetery just has more action. I feel like it's more fun.
Yeah.
I can't even
Uh,
tell you the last time I started Children of the Corn. I barely remember it.
They're very similar, and also I
Yeah.
heard the music kind of like coming in like like with
Yeah.
the children's choir in this movie. I'm like, oh, is that a Stephen King staple?
Dude, that was very similar. It's
Couldn't
also
tell.
about a doctor going to a new town. You're like, okay, so
Maine. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
No, that's Nebraska is Children of the Corn.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
the cornfields. There's no
Okay.
cornfields.
Okay.
Maine.
Okay. Okay.
Where are you from, James?
Brooklyn, New York, always.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm always a New Yorker. I'm still out here.
born and raised Brooklyn?
Yeah, I mean, I born and raised Brooklyn, then moved out to Long Island for a bit, and then came back when you met me to go to film school, and now I've been out here
Oh,
ever
nice.
since.
Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Perfect. Well, I guess I don't know. Anybody got anything else to add about Pet Cemetery?
Get your couch fixed.
Yeah, get all your cats fixed. You don't want them running out to the road to get run over by trucks.
Yeah. Goddamn Conoco oil.
Also,
Yeah,
I do want to talk about the dude who does run over the kid. I love that he's just like jamming out in his truck, having a good time. Like, is listening to some punk rock, like 80s punk rock song, just like having a good time.
Yeah, dude, that's the
speed
Ramones.
bump. Like,
Yeah, it's Ramones. Yeah.
So bad. Like, what happened to that guy? Like, that's manslaughter. He was definitely
I mean,
speeding.
he definitely died. I mean, that truck flipped.
yeah,
Oh
that guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. And then that is like
that's
no.
the Kurt Russell tombstone. No, that's what I like to think of it as.
Or Vader from Revenge of the Sith.
No, Padme. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a classic no. Yeah. Well, anyways, it's definitely it's a good Stephen King movie. It's not a classic masterpiece or anything, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of my favorite Stephen King movies.
Yeah. Do you have
Ma-
a favorite more than this, or is this kind of like the pinnacle for you?
What is it? He also wrote. I'm trying to think of his like not horror movie. What was it? Stand by Me. That was him, right?
Yep. And Shawshank
Yeah,
Redemption,
yeah. But
Green
Stand by
Mile.
Me, I love that movie, man. Like that movie hits me a little bit, right in the
I,
heart.
I, I love Carrie. I love Carrie. It's probably my
Carrie's
favorite.
good too. And I like it a lot too. I don't ever really like the second half of it. Like the
Mm.
first parts are always in both
The
iterations of the miniseries and the new movie. The first part
Yeah.
is like incredible.
The captivating part is when they're kids and it's like we're getting back
Yeah.
together, and then when they get back together, it's like, oh, that's it. Like,
Yeah. All the
I know.
adult stuff is so lame.
yeah, exactly.
So funny.
Oh,
Everyone,
and Shining too. I always forget about The Shining. The Shining's really good.
I know it's so hard to be like, oh, we have one.
Yeah,
friend.
all of these are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinner, I love Thinner too. Don't get me started on Thinner.
Thinner. Oh my god. Yeah, we
That
gotta
movie
add that.
freaks me out.
All right. Well, what do you say? Spin the wheel there, Eric.
Let's do it.
We got 2 movies left on this current wheel.
James, what are you
Okay.
having for breakfast tomorrow?
Probably eggs.
Okay, I was gonna say Pet Cemetery. All right, sorry.
Oh damn! I should have said Pet Sematary.
All right, what we got? Ooh, we got Phantasm, Alec.
Fantastic. All right.
Fantastic.
You ever seen Phantasm, James?
Oh yeah, a long time ago. I've never seen the sequels. I know there's like what 5 or 6 of them.
So many.
I have not. Is it a phantom orgasm? That's all I can ask.
That's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah, Phantasm.
That's all I
Perfect.
can think of.
Well, thank you so much, James.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. I
Yeah,
love
man.
talking horror.
Yeah, dude, we'd love to have you on again. And please send us your movie. What is it one more time?
Oh, it's called Meat is Murder. It's about a cannibal that eats vegan hipsters. You can find it on watch.troma.com. Troma now.
Dude, that sounds amazing. I need to watch it. Being a vegetarian who did live in Williamsburg.
Yeah, I
I'm
hit all
sure-
the stereotypes. I hit all the vegan stereotypes.
Dude, I need to see it. That sounds so good. Well, thank you so much for listening in, and we will see everybody next week for Phantasm.
Woo!